Okay, we're going to get started here. This is our training for new agents that are working with us on benefithelp.org. On the left, you're going to see Denefits. Denefits is the company that we partner with for doing the marketing. On the right is Fiscus Care. That's our product. So the Fiscus Care is our product. If you get business cards, we'll probably print them with Fiscus Care on it, because when you walk into a dental office, that's the product that we're selling. We are benefithelp.org. You are part of our marketing team. We are the ones that are putting everything together that you are seeing. Denefits is the company that we partner with that is on the other side of the fence. They are doing the collection work, the computer software, everything else. So it's a great partnership. And so as we move forward, you'll make this make sense. This is going to be part one of your training. We're going to have two parts. This is a part one, which is going to be basically a very quick run through on orientation. You can watch this again at your leisure. Part two is going to be on marketing, and that'll be probably a lot more fun. But this is really critical for you to watch each slide presentation that we have, only because it's going to give you valuable information on the different aspects of setting up a doctor's office, so that you're going to be able to be the consultant. You'll be able to answer all the questions. It's not difficult. This is really 8th grade level stuff, but it's still important for you to know. So this is getting started. You're going to be the first part of this is getting started is setting up your account, your partnership with us, and we will be setting that up. So you'll be logging in. We will send you a link that your account is set up. You'll log in with your email address as you see there, your password. This is going to get you into your back office. This is what we are setting up for you, absolutely free. There's no charge for what we are setting up for you as one of our marketing partners. This is my back office that you can see, Dan Cheadle. Total number of doctors that we have set up is 22, pretty much done in 1 month. So what you're looking at right now is 1 month of activity. You're going to see how this thing really blows up. Total number of contracts financed, and we'll get into all this as we go forward to the slides. But this is, you're going to have your own account. You're going to have your own numbers. You will be able to see your own activity in your own back office, whether you set up 22 or 225 healthcare offices, whether, and I should elaborate just a little bit here, you can set up doctor offices, you can set up family care, you can set up pediatricians, chiropractic, healthcare supply, oxygen. The list is huge of everybody that you can set up with an account with our program. So open up your mind, open up your doors, and start thinking about everybody that you know that's in the health and wellness field. It's really huge. So you can, this is very small, 22 accounts. This will get into the hundreds as we grow, and so as we move forward. The next slide that we're showing here is total number of contracts financed by doctors. So far, what you're seeing here is we have 419 patients. Those are patients. And the number of patients coming through, if you take the doctor's office, the number of patients, and we divide that by the total amount financed so far, it averages out to about $729 per bill. Now, I must qualify this. That's current. We expect to see that go up, because as you bring in surgery and anesthesia and all these other things, those bills are $900 to $2,000 very quickly that people have to finance out of pocket. The next slide that we're talking about here is total amount paid to the doctors. So if you look at the number just to the left, the 305,451, that's the total amount financed that these offices finance. That's the total amount in your back office. That isn't per doctor. That's the, if you take the 22 offices that we currently have set up, and then you look at the total amount that's been financed. This is only for your eyes only. This is only telling you what is going on with your accounts. So you have 305,000 total financed by all 22 offices. That's strictly for your information. The total amount paid to all of these different doctors is a total of 25,450. That is what you're getting paid on. And if you look to the left, you'll see there's 254 that matches up with what's been paid out. You're getting paid on that. That's 1%. So you get 1% of everything that's been paid. So our first check, essentially what you're looking at is our first check is $254 for the first month. And so $254, but what do you think is going to happen next month? Because the first month, all of this accumulated, what's going to go forward? We're going to get not only another 254, but it's going to keep adding on. This number each month is just going to continue to build. So to the right, you got the total expected payouts, 2,800. That means that our check's going to go up to 280. That's going to go up to 300. It's going to go to 400. Every month, it's going to continue to build. Why? Because these doctors' offices, the 22 accounts that we currently, I want to stop here just for a second. If we did nothing else and we stopped right here, our income would continue to go up. Why? Because every week, these doctors' offices have patients coming in, and these patients are going into our system, and they're creating new accounts. What does that mean? That 305, 451,000 is going to go up, and the amount of money that they're collecting is going to go up, and the amount of money that we get paid every month keeps going up. If we stopped right now, our income would continue to go up. Does that make sense? So the total number of active doctors in our system, 22. So we already talked about this. Total expected payouts, 2,800. That is already in our payout system. That's what we're getting paid. So we already know that. And so that, like as I just talked about in the previous slide, that number is going to continue to go up. So getting started, you're in your back office. If you look at the top, we just went to the next tab, referral. This is your link. We're going to be setting you up with your own link in your own back office. You should already have that. So to find it, you're just going to log into your own back office, click over to the referral link. This link is what you give to the doctor's office so that they can sign up and create their own account. Now, the doctor's office does not have to pay anything. They don't have to have a credit card to create an account or anything. All they need is your link. They click on it and it takes them to another page. But this is really important for you to know going forward, because you'll be probably emailing this link out on a regular basis, probably every day. If you're aggressive, you're going to be sending this thing out to probably 2 or 3 offices a day. If you're just taking your time, you probably send out 2 or 3 a week. This is important. This is also in your back office. If you see this link, it says add agent. This is not for your use. I repeat, this is strictly for admin and tech support. Do not go in and try and create your brother as an account, or don't try and create your sister as an agent in there. Please talk to us first before you do anything as far as adding somebody onto your team. We will work with you on that. We will help you. There are other ways that we utilize to build teams and marketing teams, but this button right here is part of your contract, and in your contract it is very explicit that you do not have the authority to bring on other team members without prior approval. So this button is strictly for admin use, and it's strictly for technical support. And we'll get into that later as to why. At the top right, you'll see this is what I can click on if I want to get to my profile and other information. This is really important. If you have not done this yet, this is your profile page. You're just going to go up to Dan, in this case, Dan Cheadle. I clicked on the down button. There's a drop-down menu, and it says Profile. Click on Profile. And in the profile, you'll notice that I've already created down below my checking account information that I've put in. This is how you get paid. The company pays you directly, and it goes right into your checking account every month. So every time a patient goes into a doctor and they pay on their account or create an account, and the doctor creates an account, that's going to show up in your back office. And then when the doctor says that they're going to take a payment from them, that gets recorded in the system, and you yourself just got paid. Now that patient is set up in our system, and every month they're making their payment, whether it's $80 or $120 or $150. Every time they make a payment, it's going into your back office and being recorded so that you can actually track your income every single day. And so that cannot happen without you having your checking account in your back office. So it's important to get your checking account in there and get that set up. This is the back office when we're setting up a doctor's office. And so this is what happens when a doctor creates their account. They're going to go to have their own account. So this is a demo account that we set up, and you'll see in the HTTPS demodoctorbenefits.com, you'll see that at the top screen. This is for your own personal practice use. You'll want to write this down on a file folder in your folder at home or in your notebook. Keep this someplace important, because this is your demo account that you can demonstrate. If you're in a doctor's office and you want to demonstrate how things work, and you want to show them, you can do that, but you can also practice for yourself in creating an account just so you can see how things work. It's really very easy. We're going to go through it right with these slides, so you'll be able to see how that works. But you're going to want to go to demodoctor.benefits.com. And when you go there, this is what will show up, this screen right here. This is your account. And so you're going to log in. And so if you look down the lower right-hand side, you'll see login. And you're going to use my email address, dancheadle@gmail.com. You may want to make a note of that as well. That's my personal email. You can get a hold of me at that address anytime. You can, email me with questions, and we'll get into that down the road as we continue on. You're going to need a password, and the password is very easy: 123456. That is the password. You do not have the authority to change the email address or the password. This is for all of our team members to be able to use and to practice with and to get familiar with the system. If you have any confusion, if you have any misconceptions about how things work, you just go into this demo account. You can create a new account. You can start from scratch, create a new account, and you can see how it works. And it's important for you to do that only because, why? Then you can explain to the doctor what they're going to experience when they create an account and when they create an account for a new patient. And so this is what the doctor would see in their back office. So far, and so when it says hello Dan Cheadle on the left, that would be Dan Cheadle as a doctor. This is a doctor's account. This is what they are seeing in their own account. Every chiropractor, dentist, office manager, pediatrician, it doesn't matter. When they have their own account, this is what they're going to see in the back office. And so they're going to go and they're going to say, hey, I want to create a new account. So they're going to be in their back office, and it'll say finance patient. They click on that button, and then this is what will happen. In this situation, and you'll see the red lettering there, insurance with $2,500 deductible not met yet. How common is this? Very, very common. In fact, anybody that has health insurance probably does not have a very good policy, because their premiums, as we all have experienced in the last 8 years, our premiums went through the roof. And so what do? We increase our deductible to lower our monthly premium so that we can afford to make our house payment and our car payments and make rent and pay our bills. And so we just have to make sure that we're going to the gym and we're staying healthy and that we don't get sick, God forbid. So that's where everybody's at. Most people have $1,000, and if they have good insurance and they're doing okay, they might have $1,000 premium. A lot of people, in fact, the largest majority of people have higher premium or deductibles. They might have a $2,500 or a $3,000 deductible, and in most cases, if you are healthy, these are never met. That means that every year that you are going for, if you're a woman, you're going to the doctor for your annual physical, or guy, if you got to go to the proctologist, God forbid. So then what ends up happening is you pay all this stuff out of your pocket. And so you might have a $500 bill. Hey, I don't have $500 right now. Well, now you can finance an amount for any monthly payment that you want. In this case, in this example that you're looking at, we're adding a patient that has a high deductible. What is the treatment cost? The doctor's going to put right in $980. How much is the down payment? They're going to put 10% down. They're putting $100 down. Okay, so the doctor now, the beautiful part about this is that they can actually use this and get an interest. They can set the interest amount to whatever they want. In this case, they said, well, we're happy if we can get 14%. That probably means that they're going to probably come pretty close to breaking even. If the patient chooses a longer term, the doctor will actually make more money, because on the longer terms, and you'll see that in just a second, the doctor makes more money. So the doctor says, hey, I want to make 14%. I'm happy with that. So that's what they click, and then they hit next. And so now they can choose. They ask the patient, do you want to do 6 months, 12 months, 18 months? Well, I'm not sure. Well, I'll tell you what, let's put 6, 12, and 18 months in there as options. In fact, we'll even go 20 months, and let's just see how that turns out. And then they go to the next screen. And this gives the patient options that they can choose for their own budget. So on the right, you'll see that we financed $980. They put $100 down. That leaves a balance of $880 owing to the doctor. They chose to make 12-month payments of $84.28. 10% goes out to Fiscus for managing the account. So obviously Fiscus has got to make some money, right? So they're charging the doctor 10% for managing the account. The doctor, remember, is getting 14% interest on this. So the payments to the doctor are $74.28 times 12. The doctor's still collecting $891. They made just a little bit on that. If you look to the right, if the patient went 18 months, their payment would be lower, but the doctor would ultimately end up making more money. They'd make probably about $100 on the deal with the 14% interest. And if they went to the 55 a month, the doctor would actually end up making, on 20 months, the patient's going to end up with a lower monthly payment. The doctor makes a little bit more. So some really good options here for the patient. But as you can see, this is really cool. The patient gets to decide what their monthly payment is, unlike other plans that are out there. So the next screen is, okay, so the patient said, I want to do the 12 months. Now we have to go in and finish setting up their account. So BobbyAdams@gmail.com is their email. So we're adding their information. Patient reference number is optional, but we put in the date 03/31/19, and then we're going to hit continue. So that is the patient's information. Is a patient a minor? No, they're an adult, and so we put their information in there. The patient's name is Bobby. The last name is Adams. We put in their social security number, their date of birth. Bobby is a female, and so we check the appropriate box. We put in their phone number. The driver's license number, they have to put that in because this is all patient care information, and these people have to be not only verified but doubly verified for the future. So if there's ever treatments, if there's ever future stuff, we want to make sure that we're talking to the correct Bobby Adams. We put in their address, where they're located, their employer phone number, because we do want to make sure that they are being honest, that they are working, that they do actually have a job. They work at Market Mechanics, a heating and cooling company, the employer phone number, and then at this point, the patient's been approved. As long as the patient has a way to pay, that means that they have a job, so they have income, or they have a fixed income, but they have verifiable income. They might be retired, or they may be on Social Security income or something, or they might be on some sort of handicap income. Whatever the situation might be, their income has to be verifiable, and then they have to have a banking account so that either the checking account or the debit card or credit card, we have a way to collect those payments. And so they chose, as you can see on the screen, $84 monthly payments for 12 months. They said, yeah, this is affordable, and we can make this payment every month. Okay, so they're 880 balance at 14%. Payment is 84.28. As you can see, we got all their information back in there. It's just doing a quick verification. Got their Social Security number in there, date of birth. We're going to hit continue, and then confirmation. So now this is where it gets wrapped up, but the patient still has to agree to the terms and conditions. And they said, I've read and agreed to all the terms and conditions, and I've read and agreed. Well, we don't have that on our screen here, but what we are recommending for you as the administrative consultant to the doctor's office, we will supply you with this, but it's a good idea for you to click on the terms and conditions and print out probably 20 or 30 copies would be good for you to have in your records. And then I've read and agreed to the consent for treatment and financial agreement. Again, print 20 or 30 copies for yourself so that when you go into a doctor's office, you can say, here, you're going to need both of these, so that the patient can read it. So they don't stand at the window for 20 minutes reading this, right? So they want to give them a clipboard. Why don't you go through and read through this? When you're done reading through it, check it off, initial it, bring it back here, and then we'll check it off. So now the patient is going to come back to the window, and they said, here's the form. Yes, I agreed to it. I checked off the boxes. I initialed it. I signed it. They're going to give it to us. So now the doctor can just go ahead and check these boxes, and they can hit continue. So the window screen pops up, and the patient's signature. They can use the mouse, but in this case, Bobby Adams signed. Today, $100 down. So now the doctor is going to take the $130. Your first payment starts on May 1. So they, as you can see over on the right, they set the payment up for about a month and a half away. So May 1 will be your payments, and they can ask the patient, when would you like your payments to be? When do you get paid? Well, I'd like to have it around the 15th. They can do that. They could have set this up for May 15, or they could set it up for May 5, or they could set it up for May 20. Whatever the date is that they want, the patient can set their payment date. It cannot be changed, so they have to tell them, once you set that payment date, you know, this is like etched in stone. So they can set their payment date, they have to sign it, and then they hit forward. And we've added a new patient. There's again another summary. They put in their credit card information, so we're adding in the new patient card. This is their debit card or information for their banking or credit card with their information. We added all that in, and so now, and as you can see, this is all 8th grade stuff. All we're doing is filling in the blanks, and the doctors do this every day. So for them, this is like they can do it in their, they can do that in their sleep. So we're going to click on the bottom. We're going to hit add, and then they're done. So this is going to wrap up our training. You saw it was very easy. So hopefully you made some notes. You can come back through. You can watch this again. For your eyes only, if you need business cards for 35 bucks for 1,000, including shipping, we can print business cards. We can ship them to you. That's my information. You got my cell phone. It's a good idea to maybe take a shot of this screen for your phone or make notes. Glenn Small, one of our general partners, is a good person to talk to about this. And if you have any questions, give Glenn a call. Our office number there, 616-200-4992. You can call that any day of the week, Monday through Friday, normal business hours from 9 to 5. You can also email us at tapetrafficteam@gmail.com. That's our team Gmail that you can email us anytime. We'll respond to it like right away. We are going to start having team calls, and so you might want to write that number down. So when you get an email saying, hey, we're having a team call on Thursday, or we might have a team call on Friday to have a Friday wrap up, or we might have a team call on Monday to start the week, you'll get an email. You'll get notified once you're in our system as part of our team. And you can jump on the call. You can hear what other people around the country are doing, how they're doing in marketing. The next video that we're putting together is actually going to be on marketing, totally different than this. It's what we do, how do we go out and create accounts, how do we market, and there's really two really great aspects of this. One is calling on the doctor's office, but the other one is working with employers, and we'll get into that. It's really good stuff. So this wraps this up, and that is it. And again, you can watch this as many times as you want.